Hey everybody, it's Strict9 with Strict9 GP, and welcome back to another playoff episode of my Out of the Park Baseball 20 playthrough with the Phillies. We are now in the League Championship Series of the 2040 season against Arizona, and Arizona is a team that knocked us out of the playoffs last year, and we are in pretty good shape. I guess as good a shape as you can be in. We do have home field advantage in this 7 game series, and already we're up 3 games to none. Um, the offense hasn't been that great, but the pitching has come through when we needed it. The bullpen's come through when we needed it. So for the first time ever, we might be looking at a World Series in this series or in this playthrough. I guess better late than never. But I'm gonna go ahead and start off with recapping the series so far, and then we'll get to playing hopefully the clinching game. If we have to, we might be able to get a couple games in here. But first, starting off with the recap, we won that first game 4-2. Went with Parker, who got the win. He actually gave up only a couple runs, but once again he just went to 5 innings, and he left with the game tied at 2. And then in the 6th inning, we got some runs on the board. Or how did that work? Yeah, it was like he left with us leading 3-2, I guess, after 5. So he was credited with the win. And then game 2, another surprise here, but this was a very low scoring game, 3-1, and we were at home for this one. And once again, Ian Norman, a guy who only had 9 home runs in the regular season, hits a walk-off home run, walk-off 2-run home run to win the game 3-1. Barbarossa had just a really outstanding game, probably the best starting pitching performance we've seen in the playoffs, but offense couldn't give him the win. And then that bullpen came through and did what it needed to do. But going on to game 3, we won 6-5, but it was in doubt really towards the end. But we scored 6 runs, and the final runs once again came on a home run from Ian Norman. A 2-run home run put us up 6-3 or 6-2. And then the bottom of the 8th, I made a pitching mistake, left a guy in who I shouldn't have. Arizona scored 3 runs, but we hung on and won 6-5. So that's how we're up 3 games to none. In terms of individual performance, the primary thing outside of a couple guys in the bullpen, and Mike Morrison is the guy I left in too long in game 3, a lot of zeros on that ERA side. So pitching has been strong. Batting, Norman hitting 333 with 2 home runs, 2 big home runs. I was just thinking about that, looking at the league division series and this one. He's had 3 home runs in the playoffs, and all 3 of those home runs have won the game for us. They've either been the deciding run, or in that walk-off in game 2, they've actually won the game. So he's having a good series here. Warlick is starting to hit a lot better. He's hitting 364, has a big home run. But outside of that, Koopman hitting over 300. Our regulars just aren't getting on base like they should be. So I'm hoping that turns around today, and that'll be enough to give us the clincher. I want to win it early, as you always want to. One other note, we did go with Zach Thompson in game 3. I thought he was a better option than Dion at that point. He did not look great, only gave up 2 runs, but 7 walks. Just did not have a really dominating performance. I'm still waiting to see a dominating performance from him in this playoffs. But let's go ahead and get it started. We're going to be at Arizona again. They're going to go with a lefty pitcher, which could prove to be a little bit of trouble for us. He's not a great pitcher by any means, but our offense is struggling. That means that Gutierrez, who's been struggling in the playoffs, he's going to be batting second. And I don't know if I really want to put Hobbs in there for Bond. Let me take a look at that starting lineup. Steve Bond against lefties. He's got a decent contact rating. And then his splits for the year versus lefties, he's only hitting 183. So I think, honestly, I would rather go with Bond. Bond is a switch hitter. He's about the same against righties, or excuse me, against lefties. So I'm going to put him there, but keep him batting 8th. And then pitching-wise, I'm going to go with Ken Dion today. He hasn't been all that great in that one start he had, although I don't know if he picked up the win, but I'd like to see him have a dominating performance today, get us out of this thing early. Big thing, though, is going to be, can we get some runs on the board consistently? A lot of our scoring has been in bunches, I've said in that last episode, and that kind of worries me a little bit because you really need to stay consistent, and I've had a hard time with some aggressive moves on the base pass, and look at that. That's going to be a double. Well, that's counted as a hit and an error, so I guess he threw the ball away. So Koopman leads off, going to be on second, no out. Now we got Gutierrez. He really needs to do something, and he lines that past a diving third baseman, but Koopman did not go on the hit. So now Riggs needs to really... that is incredible. This guy is possibly the worst playoff performer I've ever seen. And that's, I don't think that's an exaggeration. I know we're going to, just to show you what I'm talking about. To be rated as he is, he gives you nothing in the playoffs. Really disappointing what he's done. I mean, that's just prime example right there. No out. Runners on first and third. They may get out of this inning. That's the kind of luck that we've been having. And yeah, they're going to get out of this inning. Unbelievably, we cannot come through with a runner on third and no out. And I owe it to Riggs. I just am mystified by this guy's poor performance, consistently poor performance. All right, so Ken Dion now, you're going to have to really step it up, and that's not going to do it. Leadoff home run, and we're already down 1-0. I don't even think Riggs moved on that one. All right, so Palco has been really tough, hitting .417 in the playoffs. He's just been so hard to get out. And that's going to be a pop-up to left. Riggs hopefully will get there to this one. All right, and Dion is injured, and they have to take him out of the game. That is the worst thing that we could have happen right now. It's a minimal injury. He's only going to be out 1 day. So I'm going to have to put Contreras in. Thankfully, I've got that extra starter I can go with, but man, I did not really want to do that. All right, so dangerous hitter Suzuki up next. He really handed it to us last season in the playoffs. He was really good for Arizona. All right, 2 away for Joe High. And he gets him to strike out. So Contreras is going to be, he's going to have a lot on his shoulders in this game for sure. All right, so we got Vega up, a 1-2 count already. Lefty against lefty, and he pops up in the infield. That's why that run was so important. I still get so angry sometimes at the performance I get out of Riggs. It's, sometimes the ratings just don't give you the full story. And look at Ian Norman. 4th home run of the playoffs, and he ties the game. I don't know where that power is coming from. I expect him to eventually start showing some power, but man, I'm glad to see that. And now we got Bond up, and he hits that one pretty hard. I don't know if it's going to be caught. Probably will. Yeah, he catches it. Looks like to the warning track. All right, so Contreras up now. Two away. And he hits that one hard to left, and that's going to be a base hit. All right, so that's our fourth hit of the game. Now Koopman up. He got a hit his first time up. And he hits that one hard, but I don't think it's going to find the gap, is it? Nope. All right, so we tie it up, but we go to the bottom of the second. 1-1, Joe Sullivan up. He's a normal. Contreras struggles a little bit with his control, so hopefully that won't be a bad thing in this game. But this guy too, Zamorano, has been a tough out for us, and I might be giving him too many. Oh, that's out of here. No, it's off the fence. It's going to score a run. That's going to be a triple. Holy cow, that was a really hard hit ball. I thought for sure it was going out. All right, so no out. We got a guy on third. We're going to have to play the infield in. It's a full count. Grounder to short. You got to throw it, man. And he's barely got him. So 1 out. Now Ramos up. I'm gonna keep those infielders in. I'm gonna try to save the run if I can. Good play from Tupper at first, and now we got the pitcher up. Come on, get us out of this inning. And he does with a strikeout. But they've scored a run in each of the first 2 innings. Not a great start. Now Gutierrez up, and it's a full count. And he hits that one hard through the infield. That's going to be a hit. So we're getting the hits. That's the 5th hit of the game. And this is what's really bothered me. This guy has a catcher arm of 7. He has thrown out I don't know how many runners. I'm going with him, and he's out again. There's something a little bit fishy about that. There's no way he should be throwing out runners that consistently with that kind of an arm. Oh, and look at Riggs. That one is going to be gone. So that was a big mistake on my part. I was kind of doing that. I was thinking I was probably going to get lucky there, but man, that would put us on top. Now Tupper up. It's a full count. And he walks him. So this pitcher's struggling. I really don't want to get to their bullpen without putting some runs up there. So now Warlick up. And that looks like a hit. And Tupper's going to stay at second. He's not a very fast runner, I don't think. Yeah, he's slow. That brings up Vega with 2 out. And he swings and misses. And now Ian Norman can be the hero again. And it's a full count. And he strikes him out. I've been seeing that a lot too. Norman has struck out in some pretty key situations. So now Palco up. He led the game off with a home run. He has been definitely the thorn in my side of this Arizona team. And his ratings are not that great either. I think I'm going to hold the runner and that was hit really hard. That's probably going to fall in. It does. Palco holds at third, but that's a big double, and I don't want to load the bases here, and I'm just going to play. Hopefully, we get lucky. And that's lucky. A pop up in foul territory. Tupper there to get it. And now Joe High again. I'm going to play the infield in and just hope that we get lucky. And we're not going to get lucky. So that one's either going to be caught at the warning track, and that'll bring another run home. So they've scored a run in each of the innings. I wish we could get that kind of performance. Now, do I walk Sullivan? No, Zamorano's too hot. And he strikes him out. So Contreras struggling a little bit, but I'm going to have to go with him a little bit longer. Now Steve Bond leading off the 4th for us. That's going to be a weak grounder to second. And Contreras, he did have a hit his last time up. And he strikes out looking this time. So that's He's up to 82 pitches in the 4th inning, so he's not going to go very long in this game, I don't think. And that's a boom. Close play, but 3 up, 3 down for us. And now Contreras, man, he's showing some... Am I going to have to take him out? He's done. Gosh. I guess because he's coming in relief. I didn't really want to see that. So I'm just going to have to muscle my way through this one. This really sucks because that matchup in that, if we don't win this one, man, the matchup in the 5th game is going to be tough for us too, because our pitching is going to be pretty decimated. We're only going with 12 pitchers as well. And that one's hit deep to center. I think Bond's going to be there to get it. All right, so 2 away, Gilberto Ramos up. Oh, that's a tough play. He's probably going to be safe. So an infield hit, and he's got some speed. I'm going to pitch out. Not that it matters. I think, yeah, he couldn't even get it out of his glove. That's kind of been the story. They're throwing out runners with a guy with a 7 arm, and I don't think we've thrown out a runner the whole game. And a base hit, that's going to give him another run. All right, so 4-2. Here's what I'm going to do on this one. I'm going to sim up until we have runners. I think I'm just going to, until we have runners in scoring position. All right, so we got out of that. So we got something going here. Let's see, Tupper, Jimmy Price. Let's see, swing away. He's probably going to strike out. No, that's going to be down into the corner. That's going to score at least 1, maybe 2. And he ties it up. Good hit from Tupper. 4-4 game. Riggs scores the tying run. Now Warlick up. 0-1 count. And he hits that one hard, but it's going to be right at center fielder. Now Vega. I'd like to see Vega get something going. He's really struggling. And that's going to be an out, but it drives the runner over to third for what it's worth. A base hit will give us the lead, and we got Ian Norman up. 2-0 count. And that should do it. Yep. We managed to tie the game up. A big hit from Tupper. All right, so Alvarado, man, you're going to have to really give us some, and 2 full count. You're going to have to give us some innings here. So it gets Nye to strike out. Now Suzuki up, another full count. So he's probably not going to be able to go too deep. And he walks him. Joe High, I'm not going to play double play depth because I don't, and he throws it away. Yeah, I got to pitch to Nye. It's a 1-2 count, or high. And he hits that one hard. That one's going way back into the warning track. So Riggs gets it back in, but not in time. And so now Joe Sullivan. I have to pitch to him because, man, and he strikes it out looking. All right, so we're going to the 6th inning. Still tied at 4 apiece. Man, we need some offense here. Oh, and that's a big hit to lead it off. It's going to hit the wall. Come on, Bond. Keep going. Keep going. And he's going to wind up at third with a leadoff triple. Awesome. All right, so Alvarado's up. I got to take him out. And I'm going to, I think maybe Quartang. Should I go Quartang here? Yeah. I hate to take him out in case something should happen to, well, let's see. How's Aguirre? I'll go Aguirre. I hate to lose that in case something were to happen to Norman. All right, so they got the infield in, and he lines that one to left. That's going to be extra bases. So that's going to put Aguirre on second, driving the lead run there. It's 5-4. and there's still no out. They're going to bring in a new pitcher, Stan Gagne. He's pretty good. Koopman up. Maybe I should have bunted here. It's just Aguirre doesn't have enough good speed. And he hits that one to the shortstop. Runner stays at second. All right, Gutierrez has been 3 for 3 today. Having a good game. He may draw a walk here. No. He lines that one to center. All right, so 2 away. So this might be how it ends in this inning. Unless Riggs can do something big. Nope. All right, so we get the lead run, but now it's going to be up to that bullpen. And they've got a tough hitter up next. I'm going to have to go with who's rested. I know Dean is not. I don't like his movement. He can give up the home run, but I got to go with what I got. And that's a pop up. And Vega's able to get there. Looked for a minute like he didn't. Now Pinto up. It's 2-0, and that's a hard hit ground ball to Vega. He's going to throw him out. And then Ramos up now, 1-2 count. Come on, let's strike out. And he gets him to swing and miss. So 1-2-3 inning. We just need more. We need more runs. And it's going to be Tupper leading off. He's 1 for 2, but he had that big hit that drove in a couple last time up. And he gets him to swing and miss. So now Warlick up. Warlick 1 for 3. Came into the game pretty hot, so that's going to be a weak pop-up to center. All right, so 2 away for Vega. Come on, Vega, you got some power. Let's show it. And he drills that one to the gap. That's going to be extra bases. So he's gotten some pretty decent hits here and there, but when you look at his, he's hitting 267, but just 1 RBI, no home runs in this playoffs. And now Norman up. It's 1-2. Not sure why he strikes out as much as he does. That's another one of those things where his ratings really are a lot better than that. He's really rated good, just to give you an idea. His eye and discipline avoiding Ks should be really good, but then you look at how he's done in the postseason. He's got 9 strikeouts and 34 at-bats. Not good, just 1 walk. So, not sure what that's about. All right, so 7th inning, I'm going with Dean until he tires out, and he gets Kettler to strike out looking. Now Palco, oh man, this guy, it's a full count on him. And he's going to have another hit. That's a liner past the first baseman. And I'm going to visit the mound just to make sure he's all right. He says he feels pretty good. I'm not going to play that. I'm just not going to play the double play death. I'm going to go with the pitcher. And he strikes him out, but Palco is going to steal. And I am going to definitely walk Suzuki here. So 1 and 2nd, Joe High. Come on, this could be the tough one here, and that's going to be a grounder to Vega. And he didn't look like it, but he got the force. All right, so Josh Dean did what he needed to do. 2 shutout innings. We go to the 8th. They've got a new pitcher, Norwood, whose control's not that great, but man, his stuff is incredible. He has not given up a run all off season or in the playoffs. And Steve Bond leading off. He had a big triple his last time up. And that's going to be a hit. And I'm going to have to hit for the pitcher here. Okay, Hobbs has been hit or miss. I'm going to try to steal. I mean, this is probably going to backfire if he goes. No, he's in there. Whew. I can't believe that. We should be stealing at will. And that's his 4th stolen base of the playoffs. Now, does Hobbs bunt? The problem I have with bunting And his sacrifice bunting is not that good anyway. I have seen so many times in this game, and he draws a walk. So first and second, no out. I have seen so many times in this game where that bunt, they always get the lead runner. I don't know how many times I see that. Against the odds, they always get that lead runner. Now we got Joe Clark, a young guy, hasn't pitched too much in his career, against Gutierrez, who's having a pretty decent game. And he lines that one up the middle, and this may drive in another run. No, Bond stays. Ramos has a pretty good arm, but I would still thought he should have run, and that this is going to kill me if Riggs strikes out here. If you hear like a crashing sound, it's probably my fist hitting the desk. So hopefully he will not strike out. He's got a full count, and he draws a walk. I'll take that. That's something that Riggs is usually pretty good at. He can draw the walk. And now we got Tupper up. Bases loaded, just one out. He needs to put the bat on the ball. And he strikes out looking. So it's going to come down to Gene Warlick. He could really open this game up here. And it's a full count. He draws a walk. So it's 7-4. Sloppy way to do it, but I will take it. Now Vega up. Vega, again, you could put this game out of reach. And he strikes him out. All right, so we do get 2 more runs up. We're up 7-4. And I'm going to go with... They're going with the Ibarra. And this backfired last time, but I'm going to put Morrison in. And if they don't go with him, that's fine. It's 1-2. It backfired because I put Morrison in to face this guy, and he hit a triple. So that did not work. But he does what he needs to do, gets him to strike out. Now I think I'm going to go with Scott, who may be a little tired because I've used him a few times in this game or in the series already. And he's going up against a tough out in Zamorano. Oh, and he hits him. Man, can't afford to do that. Now Pinto up, 2-2 count. And he gets him to swing and miss. Scott has been really phenomenal. You can see 5 2/3 innings, 2 hits, a walk, 10 Ks, no runs. All right, so we need one more out from him. Come on. And that's going to be jammed a little bit, but lines it right to Bond. And we are 1 inning away if we can hold on to this and sweep our way into the World Series. All right, Ian Norman leading off, a 2-2 count. Once again, not so sure. I usually seeing 2 strikes. That's going to be a strikeout, and he does strikes out looking. I'm still not sure why that's happening. And that's going to bring up Bond, who's been pretty good this game, 2 for 4. Glad I went with him. And definitely glad. That's another extra base hit. Glad I went with him over Hobbs in that lineup. He is 3 for 5 today. Unbelievable. And now we got Joe Scott up to bat. He's not gonna swing here. I'm gonna go with Quarting at this point. Quarting is actually, what is he? He is 1 for 1 in the playoffs. Maybe he's hitting 1,000, and he lines that one deep. It looks like it's gonna be caught. Good hit though. And now Koopman, who's 1 for 5, hasn't been all that solid today. And that might end it. Pop up to left, and that'll do it. But offense was really good this game, honestly. 15 hits, several extra base hits. Can't really complain there too much. But it's Mendoza time, and he's got a pretty tough few guys there. If he can get through the first few easy, then maybe he'll have a chance. Not really sure who I've got going, but in game 3 or 4, game 3, I did not use Mendoza, and he gets Kettler to pop up to right. Even though it was a save situation, I went with Condeshera, I think, and he kept us he kept him from scoring. And Palco, this would be a big out. And he's out. All right, so 1 out away from our first ever World Series as a Philly in this playthrough. And it's an 0-2 count. Josh Nye. And he hits that one really hard. I don't know if Riggs can catch it. Oh, and Riggs makes the play of the game. At the wall, he jumps and catches it. And that's how it ends. Phillies victorious. We're going to the World Series. I cannot believe it. 20-plus seasons. Some stinkers in there, too, I got to admit. And we're finally getting past the league division, the league championship, and making it to the playoffs. That's unbelievable. So let's look at this box score. We've got some good performances. Finally, Gutierrez, it probably helped that he was going against a lefty there. 4 for 5 in this game. Riggs, honestly, I'll take that line. He was on base 3 times, scored 2 runs, drove in a couple, had a home run. Tupper, a big 2-run double that tied the game for us. And then Bond, 3 for 5, scored a couple runs. A good game for him. Dion, thankfully, will be back for the World Series, but I hated to see him get injured there and miss out on this game, although he was off to a bad start. But the bullpen was solid. Did a great job in this game. And Mendoza, 4th save in the playoffs. I wonder how many saves he's got. Well, this is only his 2nd season in the playoffs, so last year wasn't that great. But one other thing, Ian Norman was the MVP, so good job. He had 3 home runs, 5 RBIs in the series. This wasn't a great game for him, but he did have another home run, so good milestone for him. I just hope he stops striking out so much. That would be the biggest thing. Regular season wasn't so bad, but man, in the playoffs, he's really costed us in some big situations. All right, so we've got a couple of achievements going to the World Series and sweeping Arizona, so that's cool. So we'll go ahead and see who we're going to face in the World Series. And it looks like it's the Mariners. They sweep, I think it was the Yankees. Let me see who they were playing. And it was Detroit. They swept Detroit. You know, Seattle can be tough. If you look at the history, I think Seattle may have been in the playoffs. No, I'm wrong. So they haven't been in the World Series recently. But, you know, if you go by the standings, of course, we have definitely a better record than Seattle. But that means nothing in the playoffs. Seattle has a few good guys here, namely Jeremy Myers, who's a former MVP, and he had a good season this year, 8+ wins above replacement, great player. He's going to be tough. Juan Palma, he's going to be tough. Man, he had a good year as well. This guy, Rodriguez Loren, who is a first baseman. So it looks like their biggest issue is when they face us in Philadelphia and we're going to have home field advantage. What are they going to do with these 2 guys? Because both of them are rated as first basemen. So they may have to do without one of those bats when they're playing us in Philly. That would be a great situation if it's true. Pitching-wise, I think just looking at it here, we've got the better staff. I mean, you get past Nzueta, who had a decent year. I guess Sean Gaynor maybe. Yeah, he's one of their better young pitchers. He's going to be gone for the playoffs. Betancourt, he's not a big reliever. So I think the pitching favors us in a pretty big way. Camden Hartling is a former Philly who really never did anything much for us. And you can see, man, he has been pretty awful. 5+ ERA, 6+ ERA 2 seasons ago. We may have a good chance here if our pitching is able to do what it usually does and I'm going to have all the starters rested. Going to use that pitching staff, Parker, then Barbarossa, then probably Thompson, and then Dion. So we're in a good spot. This could be our first ever World Series championship. But we'll have to wait and see. But as always, I thank you for watching, liking, subscribing. That really helps me out when you like a video to get some notice on the YouTube algorithms. But just hope that you've been here for the ride and are, like me, glad to finally see this team make a World Series. But I will see you next episode when we try to wrap it up. Thanks.